in the NFL to come, right? Because if I correct me, they knocked down the amount of games they play in the preseason. It's only
I think there's still 3 games, but
well,
the
right, but it
weeks,
used to be
yeah,
four.
right.
Used to be four, and I think you're going to see it a lot more, especially on teams that have young players or new offenses or anything. Like I would not be surprised to see when the Bears play Kansas City this weekend. Actually, when the Bears play Kansas City on Saturday night, I wouldn't be surprised to see the first team out there for the first half. I think that you're going to see Justin Fields. I think you're going to see David Montgomery. I think you're going to see the starting roster of the Chicago Bears out there against the Kansas City Chiefs. And so I think you're going to start seeing that a lot more. It's the new NFL. They don't hit each other in practice. They don't hit each other during workouts or OTAs or anything like that. So this is now going to be the only time to get that work in. And I know, we've got, the clown over there making 50 million a year in Green Bay saying, oh, it's overrated and it does nothing. I kind of agree with him for a guy who's been around so long, but for young offenses and for offenses that have new coordinators and all that stuff, I think it's absolutely peril that they're out there for a little bit of time. It may be the first half of all 3 games.
Yes. So when we think of preseason, we normally think of, rookie head coaches coming in, putting in new offices, like everything that Combs just said. Combs, correct me if I'm wrong. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been the worst NFL team the last 2 seasons.
They've been the worst team in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah. So your starters can probably play all preseason and still might lose those games. Travis Etienne did not play any of his rookie year at all. He needs to get those reps. He needs to get those game speed reps. Trevor Lawrence, Mr. Bust himself, needs to get those reps, needs to fix those mistakes. And the only way that like Doug Peterson and that coaching staff can fix those game speed mistakes is to play in a game speed. So this is why they're playing in this game, the first quarter, first half, three quarters, whatever it is, because Trevor Lawrence made mistakes last year that are very correctable mistakes. I sat here and I said it time and time again. He will be a bust of a quarterback if Urban Meyer is his coach, because I don't think Urban Meyer is a very good NFL coach. He cannot manage those egos quite too well. Hence, him kicking the kicker and having sex with strippers and all that crap. He just can't handle the pressure and the ego of the NFL. Doug Peterson, yes, I know he was fired as the Philadelphia Eagles head coach, but he is a good NFL head coach, Combs. For whatever reason, he has that connection with the players, and he is going to get the best out of Trevor Lawrence this season. It starts with preseason game week 1 on Friday night.
Yeah, and I don't again, I have no problems with this. What's going to happen is if and when somebody gets hurt, during one of these preseason games playing this, they're going, why was he playing? Blah, 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 blah. You can't manage out of fear.
Yeah.
Injuries are a part of the game. And if they get hurt, if they get injured, during this, it's not because they were, because they were playing in a preseason game. It's because they were in a situation where unfortunately they got injured. These are athletes that have the utmost, training and conditioning than any of us will ever get because of all of the stuff that they have access to, so it's not going to be because they're playing in the preseason. It's, does it suck that they got hurt in the preseason? Sure. But it would suck just as much if they got hurt week 1.
How about this? Is it worse to get hurt in an actual preseason game or in training camp? Because we see players getting hurt in training camp that are out for the whole year. Do you guys realize that there are more so during the training camp atmosphere, right? Usually a team goes to said location a week before and they scrimmage 3 or 4 times before the actual preseason game. So it may not be on TV, it may not be televised, but Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and Christian Kirk and all the boys, ones and ones are playing against each other before they actually get to the preseason game.
Look at N'Keal Harry got injured on the first play of training camp on Saturday, and just had to have surgery on his ankle.
Yeah, and he'll be out for they said undetermined
Couple
time,
months.
but he'll be out for the whole year, like 100%. Same thing with the Detroit Lions